Everyone thinks you need $2 million to live on the peninsula, but what if I told you there are 7 neighborhoods where you can get a real house with actual upside potential for under $1.5 million? And I'm not talking about fixer-uppers in sketchy areas. I'm talking about places with grown catalysts that most buyers are completely missing. I've been selling real estate in San Mateo County for over a decade, and I've watched these areas transform. Today, I'm breaking down the peninsula's best kept secrets, 7 neighborhoods where your money actually goes somewhere, and why 2025 might be the last chance to get in before everyone else catches on. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where to look, what to pay, and which streets offer the best upside. This isn't some generic listicle. This is local intelligence from someone who's closed deals in every one of these markets. While the peninsula's average sits at 2.1 million, there are 7 specific areas where smart buyers are finding incredible value. We're talking about San Bruno at 1.1 million median, Pacifica at 1.3 million, select pockets of San Mateo, Millbrae's Bayside neighborhoods, South San Francisco's residential west side, Daly City's Westlake area, and East Redwood City, all with major growth drivers that most people don't know about. Here's what makes this different from every other affordable peninsula video. I'm giving you the actual data, the specific streets, and the infrastructure projects that are going to drive appreciation. This is 24 minutes that could save you $500,000 on your next home purchase. Let's start with San Bruno, because this one shocks everyone. Medium home price, 1.1 million. That's nearly half the peninsula average. But here's the breakdown. Not all San Bruno is created equal. The Crestmore area averages 1.3 million for those hillside views. East of El Camino, you can still find homes in the $900,000 range. I just helped a client buy a 3-bedroom house on Crystal Springs Road for 1.15 million. The same house in Burlingame, 2.2 million, easy. But here's what most buyers miss. San Bruno is getting the infrastructure upgrades without the Burlingame price tag. Everyone thinks airport proximity is negative. Let me flip that narrative. You're 8 minutes to SFO. That's closer than most San Francisco neighborhoods. If you travel for work or have family out of state, this saves you hours every month. My tech executive clients who fly to Seattle or LA weekly, they love it. Now let's talk growth catalyst, because this is where it gets exciting. The Tanforan redevelopment isn't just another mall renovation. We're talking 1,665 new homes, 240,000 square feet of retail, 500,000 square feet of life science office space. When this opens in 2026, it's going to completely transform the city center. BART connectivity is another great game changer. You're 12 minutes to downtown SF right now, but here's what's coming. They're adding express service that'll cut that to 8 minutes during peak hours. That's faster than living in Sunset District. The YouTube HQ spillover is real. Google employees have been discovering San Bruno for years. Average household income in the area has increased 23% since 2020. That's not speculation, that's census data. Infrastructure investment seals the deal. The city just approved $85 million in street improvements, focusing on El Camino corridor and downtown areas. When cities invest like this, property values follow. If you're looking in San Bruno, focus on the Crestmore neighborhood, streets like Angus, Crystal Springs, and Easton. You're getting the hills, better views, and you're positioned perfectly for the Tanforan development upside. Reality check. Yes, you'll hear airplanes, but modern windows and insulation make this less of an issue than people think. And honestly, would you rather hear planes occasionally or pay an extra $800,000? The choice is pretty clear. Pacifica is where the math gets really interesting. Median price, 1.3 million, but you're getting something no other peninsula city offers at this price point. Actual ocean access. Let me put this in a perspective. Half Moon Bay, 1.8 million. Santa Cruz, 1.4 million, but with a brutal commute. Aptos, 1.6 million. Pacifica gives you the coast with peninsula job access. But Pacifica isn't just one market, it's really 4 district areas. Sharp Park near the golf course averages 1.1 million. Fairway Park is around 1.2 million. Linda Mar, which everyone talks about, is actually 1.4 million. And if you want ocean views, Rockaway Beach properties start around 1.3 million. I had a client from Google who was looking at Redwood City condos for 1.5 million. No yard, 800 monthly HOA fees, traffic nightmares getting to 280. I showed him a 4-bedroom house in Fairway Park, 1/4-acre lot, mountain views, 2-minute walk to hiking trails, and he closed at 1.35 million. He's saving $200,000 and getting quadruple the space. The hidden growth story here is compelling. Caltrans just completed the final phase of Highway 1 double slide safety improvements. Commute times to Peninsula jobs have decreased 15 minutes during peak hours. That's real infrastructure impact. Here's what people don't realize about climate change. While everyone's worried about sea level rise, climate change is actually driving people towards the coast. Inland areas are getting hotter and more fire prone. Coastal Pacifica is becoming a climate refuge. The fog that everyone's complaining about, that's natural air conditioning when inland temps hit 100 degrees. Remote work has changed the Pacific equation completely. Tech companies embracing permanent hybrid work means you don't need to commute daily. Pacifica makes the perfect sense if you're going to the office 2 to 3 times per week. Limited supply dynamics create appreciation pressure. Pacifica can't grow outward. It's bounded by ocean and mountains. There are only 13,000 housing units total. The new construction is extremely limited. That's textbook supply constraint. The city just secured $12 million in federal funding for the flood protection and coastal resilience. That's not just managing climate risk, that's getting ahead of it. Let's be honest about commutes. To downtown SF, 25 minutes on a good day, 45 minutes on a bad day. To South Bay, brutal, don't do it daily. But to Peninsula jobs, 20 to 30 minutes to most locations. And with hybrid work, this becomes totally manageable. For value, look at Fairway Park, streets like Francis Boulevard and Oceana. For ocean proximity, Rockaway Beach area, but expect to pay 1.4 to 1.5 million. For families, Sharp Park offers the best school access and community feel. San Mateo's average is 2.3 million, but here's the secret most agents won't tell you. There are specific neighborhoods, particularly east of El Camino and south of Highway 92, where you can still find homes in the 1.3 to 1.5 million range. Same city, same services, half the price. I pulled the MLS data from the last 18 months. While Hillsdale and Laurel neighborhoods sold for 2.5 plus million average, the Glendale neighborhood averaged 1.42 million, Cosmos averaged 1.38 million, and the area near College of San Mateo averaged 1.3 million. The same school district, same city services. These neighborhoods sit between 2 major employment centers. You're 15 minutes to the South Bay tech companies and 20 minutes to downtown San Francisco via Caltrain. The location is actually better than some of the expensive neighborhoods because you avoid the congestion. I recently sold a home on Glendale Avenue for 1.45 million. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, decent lot. The buyer looked at Hillsdale first, saw homes going for 2.2 million, and realized they could get more house for $700,000 less by going 10 blocks east. Infrastructure catalysts are massive here. When Caltrain electrification is fully complete in 2025, travel time to SF drops from 35 minutes to 22 minutes. San Mateo Station becomes more valuable, and these neighborhoods are perfectly positioned. The city approved a $45 million downtown improvement project, new mixed-use development, improved pedestrian access, and a complete streetscape overhaul along 3rd Avenue. This brings energy and investments to the entire area. Caltrans is adding auxiliary lanes on Highway 101 between 92 and Hillsdale. This cuts 10 to 15 minutes off South Bay's commute during peak hours. For tech workers, this is huge. They're adding 12 acres to Central Park, including new sports facilities and community center. Property values within a half mile of parks appreciate 15% faster than average. That's documented nationwide. Here's something crucial. All these neighborhoods feed into the same San Mateo Foster City School District. You're getting the Highlands Elementary, Boral Middle, and San Mateo High School access without paying the Hillsdale premiums. Focus on the Glendale neighborhood. Streets like Glendale, Alameda de la Pulgas, south of 92, and the College Heights area near CSM. You're getting single-family homes, established neighborhoods, and proximity to both parks and transit. These areas are following the classic Peninsula pattern. First, young families discover the value, then infrastructure improvements come. Finally, prices catch up to the rest of city. We're at stage 2 right now. Millbrae has something unique on the Peninsula. It's the only city with both BART and Caltrain at the same station. You can get to downtown SF in 22 minutes or South Bay in 25 minutes. But somehow, medium home prices are still 1.4 million versus 2.1 peninsula-wide. Here's where most buyers get it wrong. They only look west of El Camino and Millbrae, but the real value is east of El Camino in 2 specific neighborhoods, Bayside Manor and Marina Vista Park. These areas average 1.2 to 1.3 single-family homes. Bayside Manor sits between El Camino and the Bay, with streets like Bayside Drive, Marina Drive, and Bayshore Boulevard. You're getting 1950s and 60s ranch-style homes on larger lots, many with bay views. Marina Vista Park is just north, with similar characteristics but slightly newer construction from the 60s and 70s. I just closed a deal on Marina Drive, $1.28 million for a 3-bedroom ranch with particular bay views and a quarter-acre lot. The buyers couldn't believe you were getting a single-family home with a yard and water views for less than most of Burlingame condos. What buyers don't realize is you're literally walking distance to the San Francisco Bay Trail. These neighborhoods have direct access to bayfront parks and walking paths. It's like having waterfront property without the waterfront price tags. Growth drivers are compelling. These neighborhoods are prime for corporate housing. Tech executives on temporary assignments prefer single-family homes close to the airport over downtown hotels. The rental income potential is significant. BART is adding more frequent service to Millbrae. Instead of a 12-minute headways, they're going to 8-minute headways during peak hours. That's subway level frequency. The city is planning bayfront park improvements and a new pedestrian bridge connecting to the Caltrain station. This makes the east side neighborhoods even more accessible and walkable. Millbrae school districts consistently rank in the top 20% statewide. For high schools, kids go to Mills High School, which has excellent college prep programs. The education quality matches much more expensive areas. The east side of Millbrae is getting infrastructure upgrades that most people don't know. New water mains, updated electrical systems, and improved storm drainage. This might not sound exciting, but it means that these 50 to 70-year-old homes can support modern renovations. Focus on Bayside Drive for the best bay views and larger lots. Marina Drive offers good value with partial views. In Marina Vista Park, look at the Vista Grande and Park Place. Newer construction and better street layouts. East Millbrae is still flying under the radar. Most buyers focus on Meadows or Green Hill areas west of El Camino, but the east side offers better value and arguably better access to both transit and recreational amenities. These are older homes, mostly 50s to 70s construction. You might need updates to kitchens and bathrooms, but you're buying below replacement costs, and the lots give you room to expand if needed. Everyone knows about South San Francisco's biotech boom. 250 plus companies, 25,000 jobs, billions in investments, but most people are only looking at the commercial side. The residential west side of South San Francisco is where the smart money is going. While biotech properties east of 101 get all the attention, the residential neighborhoods west of El Camino offer incredible value. Median home price is $1.35 million, but you're literally next to one of the fastest growing job markets in the country. Focus on 3 areas: Brentwood Park averaging 1.25, Westboro averaging 1.4, and the hills above Grand Avenue, 1.3 to 1.6 million, depending on the views. These are established single-family neighborhoods with great schools. I just closed a deal in Brentwood, 1.28 million for a 4-bedroom house with a view of the bay. The buyer works at Genentech and was amazed she could walk to work. Compare that to Burlingame or San Mateo, where the same house would have been $2 million plus and she'd have a 20-minute commute. The infrastructure revolution here is massive. That $49 million aquatic center opening in 2025 isn't just a pool. It's a 24,000 square foot community center hub that's going to transform family life in South San Francisco. The Archer Aviation vertiport at Oyster Point sounds like science fiction, but it's happening. By the end of 2025, you'll be able to fly to Napa in 15 minutes or San Jose in 10 minutes. This is going to revolutionize Bay Area transportation. The San Francisco Bay Ferry is adding routes and going electric. You'll be able to commute to Oakland or Alameda by water. Imagine that commute experience versus sitting in traffic. The city's free shuttle connects residential neighborhoods directly to the biotech cluster. No need for a second car if you work in that industry. This is the real infrastructure that impacts daily life. Here's what's happening that most people miss. Biotech workers have high incomes and they want to live close to work. The average biotech salary in South San Francisco is $165,000. These workers can afford $1.3 to $1.5 million homes, and they're tired of long commutes. 818 new housing units either completed or under construction, but the demand from biotech workers far exceeds supply. The Celeste Apartments at 401 Cypress Avenue leased 50% of their units before opening. That's classic appreciation setup. South San Francisco Unified has been improving rapidly. New STEM programs, upgraded facilities, and strong commute support. The district is attracting biotech families who want their kids in science-focused programs. In Brentwood, look at Chestnut, Oak, and Linden. In Brentwood Park, look at Chestnut, Oak, and Linden. And Westboro, focus on Baden and Westboro Boulevard. For views, the streets above Grand Avenue, like Hillside and Ridgeview, offer incredible value. As biotech companies run out of space east of 101, they're looking west. Mixed-use developments are being planned, and that will bring retail and service closer to residential neighborhoods. Sales volume in residential South San Francisco is up 28% year over year. Days on market dropped from 35 to 22. This market is accelerating, and most buyers haven't caught on yet. Daly City gets no respect from Peninsula buyers, and that's exactly why it's an opportunity. With median home prices around $1.25 million, that's $850,000 less than the Peninsula's average. You're getting legitimate Peninsula living without Peninsula prices. But here's what most people miss. Daly City isn't just one market. It's really 4 district neighborhoods, each with their own character and value proposition. Let's start with Westlake, the planned community from the 1950s. Curved streets, uniform lots, community shopping center, and homes averaging $1.25 million. You're getting that mid-century suburban dream, walking distance to parks, and still 25 minutes to downtown SF via BART. Move to East Serramonte and you're looking at hillside homes with actual views. Many properties here offer bay views and larger lots, typically running 1.3 to 1.4 million. Your closest Serramonte shopping center for major retail and commute access is identical. Head north towards the SF border and you'll find the original Daly City neighborhoods. Areas like St. Francis Wood. Head north towards the SF border and you'll find the original Daly City neighborhoods. Areas like St. Francis Wood adjacent properties and Crocker Amazon spillover. These established neighborhoods offer tree-lined streets and homes from 1.1 to 1.3 million, depending on the streets. Then there's the overlooked gem, the areas around John Daly Boulevard and Mission Street, working-class neighborhoods that are experiencing quiet investment. Younger families are discovering they can get single-family homes here what condos cost in San Francisco. Here's the infrastructure advantage everyone misses. Daly City has multiple BART stations. Daly City, Colma, and South San Francisco stations all service different parts of the city. That's more transit access than most Peninsula cities can claim. The Colma BART area is particularly interesting. You're next to major shopping, Target, Costco, Home Depot, but also minutes away from downtown SF. It's like having suburban convenience with urban access. Climate-wise, yes, Daly City gets the fog, but the fog means natural air conditioning year-round. Your cooling costs are basically zero, and when inland hits 100 degrees, you're comfortable. The city is planning major improvements across all neighborhoods. New parks, upgraded community facilities, and better pedestrian connection to BART. When cities invest like this broadly, it fits all areas. Sales data tells the story. Volume is up 22% year over year, and buyer demographics are shifting younger and higher income. Tech workers are discovering they can afford actual houses here versus SF condos. The generational turnover is happening citywide. Original 1950s and 60s homeowners are selling to young families who recognize the value equation. This brings new energy and investment to every neighborhood. Whether you want planned community charm in Westlake, hillside views in Serramonte, established neighborhoods near the SF border, or emerging value along the transit corridors, Daly City offers legitimate Peninsula alternative living at a price that actually makes sense. Redwood City has become synonymous with Silicon Valley success, but there's a huge price difference between west and east of El Camino. While downtown and west Redwood City average 2.5+ million, the east side neighborhoods still offer homes in the 1.3 to 1.5 million range. Focus on 3 areas: Centennial between El Camino and 101, averaging 1.35 million, Farm Hills, which offers more suburban feel at 1.4 million, and parts of Friendly Acres, where you can still find homes under 1.3 million. East Redwood City is getting massive infrastructure improvements. The city is spending $60 million on street improvements, new parks, and community facilities in these neighborhoods. This is classic pre-gentrification investments. I helped a young family buy in Centennial last year. $1.32 million for a 4-bedroom home with a pool. They looked at West Redwood City first, saw $2+ million prices, and realized they could get twice the house for $700,000 less than the east side. You're 10 minutes from Google, Facebook, and Apple, 15 minutes to Stanford. The commute from major tech companies is actually better from East Redwood City than from expensive west side neighborhoods because you avoid downtown traffic. Redwood City will have express Caltrain service to San Francisco and San Jose. East side neighborhoods are closer to the Caltrain station than many west side areas. This is a game changer for commuters. New mixed-use developments are planned along the 101 corridor, bringing retail and services to east side neighborhoods. This addresses the historic lack of amenities. All of Redwood City gets access to the same excellent school district: Redwood Oaks Elementary, Kennedy Middle, and Redwood High. Same quality of education at half the housing cost. The city is adding 15 acres of new park space in East Redwood City, including sports facilities and community centers. This infrastructure investment drives family demand. East Redwood City is following the same classic Silicon Valley pattern. First, young tech workers discover the value, then families follow for the schools. Finally, the prices catch up to the rest of the city. We're at stage 1 right now. The city is implementing a comprehensive bike network connecting east side neighborhoods to Caltrain and major employers. This makes car-free living possible for the first time. In Centennial, focus on Alameda de las Pulgas and parallel streets. Farm Hills area, look at Farm Hill Boulevard and adjacent streets. For value, the area near Woodside Road offers the best prices. East Redwood City sales volume is up 31% year over year. Average days on market dropped from 42 to 28. Price appreciation is accelerating as buyers discover the value proposition. Based on historical patterns in Redwood City, east side neighborhoods are 3 to 5 years behind west side appreciation. That represents significant upside potential for early buyers. Here's what's happening in 2025 that makes this the right time. Interest rates are stabilizing around 6.5 to 7%, but Peninsula inventory is still tight. These 7 areas are getting infrastructure investments now, but price appreciation hasn't caught up yet. Based on historical Peninsula patterns, here's what I expect. Infrastructure announcements create 5 to 10% appreciation. Construction completion adds another 10 to 15%, and full build out can drive 20 to 25 total gains. We're at the beginning of the cycle in all 7 locations. Let's be honest about the risks. Economic downturn could slow appreciation. Remote work trends could reverse. Infrastructure projects could face delays, but the fundamentals, job growth, limited supply, and geographic constraints, these aren't changing. If you're buying primary residence, focus on areas that match your lifestyle and commute. For maximum upside potential, San Bruno and South San Francisco. For coastal living, Pacifica. For transit access, Millbrae, East Side. For San Francisco access, Daly City. For tech proximity, East Redwood City. For established neighborhoods, San Mateo pockets. In the interest rate environment, consider adjustable rate mortgages if you plan to sell or refinance within 5 to 7 years. These neighborhoods should appreciate faster than mortgage rates, improving your equity position. The Peninsula's affordable neighborhoods aren't hidden because they're bad. They're hidden because most buyers are chasing the same obvious areas. These 7 locations represent your last chance to get Peninsula living without the Peninsula price tag. Every one of these areas has the same fundamentals that drove appreciation in Burlingame, San Mateo, and Redwood City 10 to 15 years ago. Job growth, infrastructure investment, and geographic constraints. The only difference is timing. You're getting in early. These neighborhoods represent more than just affordable housing. They're your entry point to Peninsula's wealth building. The infrastructure investments are committed, the growth catalysts are real, but the secret's getting out. Every month you wait, inventory gets tighter and prices inch higher. In 10 years, when these neighborhoods have caught up to the Peninsula's average, you'll either be the person who bought early or the person who waited for the perfect time that never came. The data is clear, opportunities are real, and 2025 is your window. Want the specific streets, price ranges, and upcoming listings I'm tracking in all 7 neighborhoods? I've put together a comprehensive Peninsula value guide with MLS data, infrastructure timelines, school district maps, and my top picks in each area. It's free, updated monthly, links in the description. And if you're ready to explore these neighborhoods, reach out directly. I've been helping buyers find the Peninsula value for over a decade, and I'd love to show you exactly what's available right now. Don't wait for everyone else to discover what locals already know. I'm Alvaro with Own Real Estate. These opportunities won't last forever. Let's find your Peninsula value play before it's too late.